Welcome, everyone, to another edition of International Soccer Break. I'm your host, Sahil, and we are introducing a new segment where we'll cover the best game every weekend, or at least the one that we want to talk about, and give you a little bit of breakdown and then talk a little bit more. So let's get into it. And today I have, Roy and Rahi, both wearing their
Boy,
USA
here we are.
jerseys, which means we're getting into our game of the weekend is AC Milan
Oh
Torino.
yeah.
Yes, we call them
Oh yeah.
USA Milan. They
Yeah.
are the new team I support. I have the jerseys arrived. I'm ready to go, and Puli is on fire, man. 2 goals, 2 games. He's on a Messi-like run of form, man. He's going to set the Serie A alight. They're going to win the Scudetto. They're going to be good in the Champions League. Yunus Musah coming off the bench. What a game.
Beautiful.
What a game, because they look. This is the opening at the San Siro, the first home game, of course, winning their first game. Now, today, or it was not today, but it still feels like today because I'm still buzzing with excitement. They were fantastic. And Pulisic is combining very well with Giroud, with Leao, with Theo Hernandez. It looks like the team is gelling, and he's a very, very important piece of this team. Pioli said he's a very intelligent footballer, soccer player.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but there's more than Pulisic. Let's quickly talk about this game a little bit. All right. So briefly, I want to talk first about just kind of how the game went. Who scored the first goal? It's not a surprise. What's
Roy,
his name?
Who scored the first goal,
Roy, who scored the first goal? What's his name?
Cristiano Pulisic scored the first goal. Might as well call him Cristiano, man, because he is looking damn good.
So he sets up the move and then he finishes it off. So it was a nice pass by Loftus-Cheek, granted, and it was
Great pass,
finished by
great
Pulisic.
pass, and a great run. And that's what he does, right? He makes those. Timing of the run is perfect. It
It's a
almost
beautiful
looked like
run.
he was crossing to Giroud, but Giroud sort of bodies off the defender, and Pulisic is there to finish it. And then the second goal is a penalty, the softest penalty you'll ever see. This is a conversation for another day, but it's a VR penalty that shouldn't have been given.
That was a horrendous penalty in my opinion. I just have to admit it. Even as an AC, as a new Milan fan that we're supporting our American boys, like that was not a penalty by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it's ridiculous. It was the softest handball. Of course, that was after Torino had tied it, but it's a ridiculous penalty. But then the third goal is beautiful. Leao to Hernandez, a little chip,
Gorgeous,
a little
man.
Oh, it was amazing.
And then Giroud, of course, finished it off with another penalty. So look, I want to say that I think Christian Pulisic is benefiting a lot by playing with someone like Rafael Leao.
Yeah, he takes all the attention off from the other side, right? So it opens up space, and Pulisic is doing what he does best, right? He's making late runs into the box, that just as he does for the US, finishing off that move, and he's combining well with his good buddy Giroud. They look like that they haven't been apart for too long.
Yeah, he's combining with Giroud. He's combining with Giroud and Roy. He has another buddy by the name of Yunus Musah who came in for Loftus-Cheek, another American. Talk to me a little bit about how the two Americans combined.
Dude, so good to see Yunus Musah come into this game. I'm a little concerned that it seems like this is going to be his role for AC Milan. I don't think he's going to be starting over Loftus-Cheek. I think Loftus-Cheek is a more complete player right now. But as long as he's getting 20, 25, 30 minutes a game, I think it's going to be a successful move for him. It's a shame he went from full-time starter to this, but we saw some bright spots from our boy Yunus Musah, man. That run, just breaking lines, going from the defensive end to the defensive end, laying off a gorgeous pass. That is the classic Yunus Musah that we want to see develop for the U.S. men's national team. And I almost cried when I saw that run, to be honest.
If Pulisic had scored, that would have been incredible. The problem is the pass was a little behind. He always does that. He makes a great run, and the pass is not amazing. After that run, it deserves a better pass. But
that's what he's missing, right? He's missing that final ball. He needs to develop that because he could be a complete player. He could be that complete midfielder that just makes the run and then lays off the ball. But he's missing the layoff.
Yeah.
He's missing the final ball, which is such a shame. I hope Milan helps him develop it.
Yeah, so that's overall, look, fantastic start for Pulisic and AC Milan as a whole, which brings us to the onside offside topic of the day. For those of you who are new soccer or football fans, people like to say, obviously, Pulisic has had a very, very tough history with Chelsea, had trouble getting playing time, and now he looks like a new person, a new player, right? So here's the onside off the top of the day. Chelsea was the problem, not Puli, our good friend Christian Pulisic, who wants to go first.
Go for it,
Okay.
Raw Man.
Okay. I will go for this. And I want to start off by saying Chelsea is always the problem. I will hate Chelsea from now until eternity for what they did
Wow.
to our American captain and what they did in buying all of the same player and then collapsing. It's been ridiculous. I was so happy to see West Ham beat them. Our good boy Mikel Antonio with the fantastic goal. I'm very happy anytime they lose. I always will be. They are the evil empire. But I have to be honest with myself and say Chelsea was a problem, but they were not the problem. We were talking, there was a qualifier in November 2021 against Mexico when Christian Pulisic sat on the bench to start that game against Mexico. Yes, maybe a little injured, but we were all happy about that move. He came in and scored, yes. But he has been wildly inconsistent over the years. And at times, even for the US, the team has looked better in moments without him. Not the past couple of years, but prior, yes. So I think he wasn't consistent enough, even with Chelsea, when he had moments, but it mirrored the way it was for the US. So for me, Christian Pulisic is a different player now than he was a year ago, than he was 2 years ago. I don't see that happening again. But I think it was more on his inconsistency than on the club.
Yep.
So I am offsides on this. Offsides.
Okay.
Mr. Roy.
You want to hear my opinion on this? I also share. I was talking to my buddy the other day, and I realized I hate Chelsea as well. But not because of what they did to Pulisic. Because I don't think they did anything to Pulisic. I don't think they wronged Pulisic. I don't think they damaged his development in any way. I think Chelsea is a team that needs to win, and they need to win now. They're less concerned about development, and Pulisic simply didn't show up enough. I'm not a Pulisic apologist. Pulisic played for 4 managers at Chelsea. Everything around him changed. The ownership of Chelsea changed. Sorry, Frank Lampard, Tuchel, Potter. Everything changed. His teammates changed. The one thing that didn't change, Pulisic playing time. Are we going to keep blaming Tuchel? Are we going to keep blaming Sarri? Are we going to blame Lampard?
Yeah,
It's
we'll blame them.
the player. He hasn't been consistent enough. There's a recurring cycle of him playing well, then getting benched, then getting frustrated, then playing frustrated, which looks terrible when Pulisic plays frustrated. He looks really bad.
He looks
It's just this
You're
endless
agreeing.
cycle.
We're about to agree. You're saying
Yeah,
you're
we're
agreeing
about
with me,
to
Roy.
agree. I think Pulisic did
Oh.
terrible. I don't think he's at the Premier League level, not a top 4 Premier League level player. I think Pulisic is almost at that level. I don't think he'll ever get there. I think he is better suited.
Come on. No. I completely disagree with that.
You think he's going to be a Manchester
different
City player
now. We could go back to the Premier League in a year or 2 years and light it on fire. He's a
Maybe a
different
team
player
like
now than he
Newcastle.
was then. Then he was
I don't know.
inconsistent. But you also
I
can't
disagree
say that
there.
Chelsea didn't wrong him. They absolutely wronged him. It's
How
very
so?
difficult because they never gave him consistent playing time. And he was scoring
The
in
question is,
Champions
did he-
Leagues. He was
4
scoring big
coaches.
goals.
Who is Chelsea in this? What is this specimen you're talking about that is Chelsea that wronged him? It's coaches.
Fair.
There's no one wronging him. It's everyone agreeing that this is the player. This is the player that should be coming in off the bench. That
But you
doesn't
can
deserve
admit
to
that as
start.
a player, it's very difficult to have to start and then not start for 2 weeks and to still be able to generate
Sure.
the same output over and over again. And at times he did. In the minutes he was on the field, he was excellent. It's not easy as a player, and he was
It
younger.
was rare. It was rare where he was excellent. It wasn't often enough. And I think
you're both offside on this one.
Yep.
I'm gonna agree with you guys that offside, but I will say this: I do agree with the point, and that's the point I was gonna bring up is, Premier League teams, Premier League fans, Premier League managers have a tendency to put players in categories, and then they give them like a half chance, which is I think exactly what they did to Pulisic. And again, with the playing time, it's very hard to be consistent when you're not giving playing time. Now, I do agree with Roy. It wasn't just one manager. If it was one manager, I might actually say that, okay, yeah, that's the case. He did have opportunities over the past. But I do think he is definitely a changed player. So I'm going to go offside on this one today. But we've already seen Christian Pulisic is looking, like he's reignited the fire. So that's that.
Sure as hell seems like it, man. He looked like Messi in that first goal in the first game of the season. That goal was gorgeous, man.
Beautiful
What a
goal.
run.
It was, and the finish.
What a run.
it was amazing.
Fantastic. He's looking like a changed superstar Captain America back out there. So
I'm excited.
that's all in the books. Go Christian Pulisic, go USA, and keep watching the beautiful game.
Go Eunice.
Yunus
Vamos,
Musa too, yeah.
Yunus.